What's up, party people? Ugh, let me get comfortable. Y'all would have been cracking up. I played the intro video and I didn't even go live yet. But what's up, everybody? So tonight, Thomas is back co-hosting with me, and special guest Chris Lane from Venturi3D, and he's going to talk about his next core tonight. But I'm going to make you big and let you do your intro.
Okay. Hi, guys. This is Chris Lane from Venturi3D, going over the newest printer that we're working on right now, which should be ready by Earth as far as the prototype purpose. And then it is going to be E3D tool changer compatible. That's the plan with this. And also just a really good single extruder printer to start out with for people. And very excited for what's going to happen with it.
Sweet, sweet.
Cool.
So, a couple questions I always ask everybody up in here. How'd you get into 3D printing?
Actually, I started back in around 2003 at college. We had a manufacturing or integrated manufacturing class, and we had a Stratasys printer at the time, and I was able to do a lot of AutoCAD and SolidWorks stuff, and we were able to use the Stratasys printer in the college. So I actually started printing stuff way back then. And then I was really excited for the technology and hoping that it would grow to consumers faster than it did. Of course, all the patents and stuff like that kind of moved that back. But after around 2012, 2013, I picked up the PrinterBot Simple Wood version. And so that was my first consumer 3D printer. And it printed. That's about it. It was very early days. I mean, that thing used sandpaper and string to move the motors. So,
yeah.
But it was cheapest. So that's how I got started in 3D printing, and I've been kind of involved ever since.
Cool. And what made you start Venturi and create your own printer?
So going back about 2.5 years, I was taking a look at the market, and this is going to be a bit of an explanation here, because what we're doing now is a bit different than what I did back then. But at the time, I wanted to kind of break into something that hadn't really been done yet. So what I was doing is, since a lot of this is open source, I was looking at a couple of different ideas going around the industry for consumers, and decided that I'd like to have a much more easy to use printer for average consumers. And then another thing that came out was the multi-material unit from Prusa. And I thought, if we can integrate something similar to that, and then also make a really nice interface, and eventually get some companies to offer 3D models that you can just press a button and print, I think that would go a long way towards making the industry a lot more consumer friendly. So I started on the original Venturi3D printer, which was at MRF and Earth last year, and I did the Kickstarter for that. At the time, I was looking to raise $160,000, and we raised $11,000 in the first 3 days, and then it kind of flatlined after that. Yeah. So I canceled that early, just seeing what was going on, and also having been to the 2 festivals, I saw a lot of information about where the 3D printer market was heading, and I also, when I went to MRF, I saw the E3D tool changer, that was the introduction of it. And I was thinking ever since, like, that is such a nicer design implementation of doing multi-materials, because it's a heck of a lot faster. There's practically no purge block that you need. Because one of the downfalls of multi-material units is that it takes a lot more time to print anything when you've got multiple colors. And also with the tool changer, you can do completely different filaments almost. You can do completely different types of tools. And so after canceling the Kickstarter, planning to reintegrate into another project, but I kept kind of re-checking into things like, how much will a tool changer cost if I made my own? And what are the costs of linear rails these days? And that kind of thing. And eventually I got to the point where I'm like, I'm just going to do a lower cost tool changer compatible printer, because that's what E3D is looking for. They're looking for other companies to introduce this. And so that's why I came up with this printer, the next core, to be a lower entry point, because right now, if you look at the tool changer, and the other companies are around $3,500 if you get everything. So I figured if you wanted to start out on a lower budget, have a really good high quality printer, and then you can add to it later on with whatever tool changer parts you want.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't like about like the MMU2 and the palette is, like you mentioned, the purge blocks.
Yeah.
Not only does it increase time, but it wastes a lot of filament.
Yes, it does.
So,
I mean, you still get a slight amount of purge with the tool changer, but it's like very little, and your prints just go a lot faster overall.
Oh, you could use a purge bucket too, couldn't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Nice.
better than building a block.
Yeah.
Tom, you have any questions, Mr. Co-host?
I'm eager to watch it move. if possible.
Do you have it running yet?
I do, sort of. I can turn it on and have it move a little bit.
I know you were saying yesterday you had got it together and it didn't blow up. So
yes, so that's always a good start. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ran into a couple minor issues as expected, as usual. But yeah, let me see.
Yeah, Tinkers is saying make it move.
See if I can do this.
How far out are you from making it print anything yet?
Couple days. I'm waiting for a couple of aluminum parts to get the bed moving. So
You gonna have it ready in 13 days?
oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it's almost done now.
Yeah.
Cool.
I just gotta do one thing here.
While you're doing that stuff, I'm gonna say hi to people.
Yeah.
What's up, Tanny and Kit, Michael Cassell, Chris Freeze, 3D Jimmy, Robert Verline, Carl, Matt Johnson, of course, Tinkers, Corey Mack.
Yeah. Hi everyone. I'm the man that never sleeps.
Tweet out.
Okay, so let me go back here. So you can see I got the temporary print head right here. This is an older thing, and I've got this print head that I'm working on right now to finish up and put it on there. But you can see, let me move this over here. It moves.
Nice.
And then the print bed I'm still working on. That's the thing I'm mostly worried about for the aluminum parts, but that's the print bed itself. This is just temporary, as I was testing fitment and stuff like that. So that's going to go on this 42 millimeter rail. It's absolutely massive and very heavy. And then also it's on a regular lead screw for now. E3D said that on the tool changer that they were using, they went to a ball screw, but then found that the lead screw was better for their function. So at the moment, I'm using a standard lead screw for that. Got a Bondtech extruder right now, although I am very interested in the Hermes that they're just talking about now. And I've got the regular Duet Wi-Fi. Of course, you can do a DuX5 add-on. It will fit. Let me see if I can. This is not finished wiring job yet. Also, I've got the external antenna, which, by the way, if you do buy a Duet Wi-Fi, you have to use the external antenna, or I couldn't get the Wi-Fi to work until I plugged this in. So,
yeah,
as a FYI there. And then I've got one of the Meanwell shorter, lower profile power supplies. That's what I'm trying to say. But for the production one, we'll probably use the beefier, like 450, 500 watt one.
No, I was tweeting out, so I heard you mention a hot end. What hot end are you going with it?
Just right now, it's going to be the E3D V6, and
Okay.
then I'm sure we'll have upgrade options like Slice, Mosquito, and stuff like that later on.
Sweet.
Cool.
Yep.
So what are the specs on this thing?
Okay, so right now, print-wise, it's 300 by 200 by about 350. Like I said, single shooter to start with, and then we are going to be showing off the option to upgrade to tool changer head like this, and we'll show you. I mean, basically, the reason why I'm printing this out is this is the files of the E3D tool changer. The only real changes that you'd have to make is this piece right here to fit on the larger extrusions right here, and then this part right here will have to move back a little bit for the filament line and stuff like that. But that's basically it. Everything else should match up almost exactly. Right now, we have an MGN12 right here, but it's going to be an MGN9 just so it'll actually be more compatible with the E3D tool changer. These are Ziltech rails, but you can also upgrade to Masumi if you want to pay the difference. But it is a lot more expensive for Masumi, and the 42 millimeter is a Masumi rail.
Okay.
So that one's not changing because I really can't get any other rails that big that are good quality for lower price. So
Now you've got I don't know the proper name for it, but I call them hanging beds. You just
it's cantilever.
Okay.
Yeah, it's cantilever bed, and been going back and forth about that. E3D seems to make theirs work, and they're using only a 29 millimeter rail. So I figured 42 should be much better.
Yeah, probably.
And was the movement on there Core XY?
Core XY, and we're going to use the BL Touch for mesh bed leveling. And at the moment, we're going to go with the glass bed, and then deciding if we want to make any changes or upgrades or different options for that as well.
Cool. Yeah, I just ordered 50 more BL Touches today, so if you need any, let me know.
Might need those.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Looks
Yep.
good.
And then let me share my screen for if anybody who hasn't seen this yet. I have screen one. So that was my old printer, if anybody remembers that, and then that was me at Murph last year. But the new printer, I have these custom made, and you guys can see this, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, just making sure. All right, so I have these custom-made side panels I showed off the other night. The reason why I don't have them on there right now is, well, one, just building it. Number two is they're a little bit more flimsy in the cutting area than I expected. But they're going to be their earth, but we're probably going to etch the side instead. And then when you see the LED, makes it look a lot nicer. So we're deciding on how to integrate the LEDs into that. And then you can see with the bed, the 2040s might be a little bit less long when we finish the design. This is just to make sure we have a fitment. And if anybody's asking, like Tinkers or anybody, this does not quite fit 300 by 300. We could probably almost make it fit, but I don't think we could get the top of the printer that wide yet. So, Carl, no conveyor belt yet, but if you want to add one, you can definitely do that. So, okay, let me go back to there. Yeah. All right, so
John
Strand wants to know what your price. Sorry.
Price range. I am still working out. My plan is not to do a Kickstarter this time. My plan is actually to do a pre-order, and depending on what prices I can get, like if we get like let's say 20 printers ordered, I'm hoping to get the price to around $15.99. But I can't guarantee that. We're looking between $15.99 and $17.99 overall, just to get everything covered. And again, that's with the highest, the higher quality parts you can get. So it's Capricorn 2, Bonsec extruder, E3D V6, BL Touch, Meanwhile power supply, 400 to 500. and all of this is Misumi extrusions. They are, I don't know if you can see because it's pretty bright, but they're basically bolted together.
Maybe
So
it's big again.
you can see over here, probably you see these are
better.
see they're bolted in. So this is like super sturdy.
Oh, so instead of using the
Yeah,
shoot, what are those gosh darn thing
the
called?
brackets,
Yeah, the
the
brackets.
quarter brackets. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I do have quarter brackets for these that are just in between, but when you think of the bottom section has one bolt to it, and then these are 2020s on the back here, and they are bolted to the top and bottom, so they're all bolted together. And then, so these are added reinforcement, and then when you put the side panels on, you'll have some true holes to further reinforce it. So overall, it's going to be very, very sturdy. It's also a bit heavy. It's like 40 something pounds right now, but
Wow.
I think it's worth it for when you're having a lot of travel in the motion of the tool changer, stuff like that. I think it's good to have a heavier printer like that.
So let's talk benchy contest. You gonna do a 5-minute benchy on that thing?
Oh man, I'd like to, but I don't know if I'll have time to get everything. I mean, the printer itself could, I'll probably be fine. It's, you know, just like on, if anybody is watching the Country Basement stream, just going through all the slicer settings
Yeah.
in that amount of time and getting a slicer set that quickly, I think that's going to be. Greg's Maker Corner, yes, it is all rails. All rails all the time.
Now, are you gonna do just the LEDs and have the clear acrylic panels?
Yes. And then the bottom is white acrylic for right now. That's just, I haven't decided whether we're going to do acrylic for the bottom or have another aluminum piece or something similar. And then we've got aluminum for the sides that's coming in to fill in for the power brick, I'm sorry, the power switch, some fans, and then aluminum is going to be right here covering the bottom.
Now, is it going to be completely enclosed?
Everything except for the top.
Okay.
So we'll have front doors where I'm working on those now. I've actually got one of the magnets here. So I've got 2 front doors that's going to be finishing next day or so. And then the bottom acrylic, I'm sorry, the bottom aluminum panel that's going to cover this, you're going to be able to slide straight out this way. So it's going to have some screws, but it's not going to be caught on the side of the extrusions here. You can just slide it straight out to access everything really easily. And then you can add your DuX5 right here next to the Duet Wi-Fi really easily. So that's kind of the idea. Is one of the reasons why it's so big is, first of all, it has to fit all the tool changer components. It's not quite as deep as the E3D one. The plan is not to mount all the filament spools inside like they do. I mean, you probably still can, but I'm not a big fan of that setup. Since this is going to be a single for now, we're going to have the the filament spool probably back here mounted.
Yeah, I think I don't know. That's one thing I dislike about some printers that have the spools on the inside. I like printing big. I've got the print big bug, and to me, putting a spool inside just takes away from printing space.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a bigger bed.
Yeah, and if you see the way that the filament path is to get to the extruders, it's kind of odd. I think if you wanted to get like a rep box or something, it'd probably be a lot better. Carl, so regarding the wiring, it shouldn't be that difficult. You can see I've already got some of the wiring sort of hidden, and then just going to go under the aluminum top cover. The hot end I'll figure out as soon as I get all that set up.
Yeah, that's something I haven't got to yet. I haven't touched that part yet.
But if you compare it to what the E3Ds looks like, which, and this is no offense to E3D's tool changer because it's amazing, everything is on the back of the printer in the clear acrylic, and it's all open wiring, and you can see how everything looks. Whereas we're trying to make this slightly more aesthetically pleasing, where almost all the wiring is hidden, and you don't have to worry about, you know, getting it all looking super industrial on the back. Lightspeed, I have not I've not sold any. I have not tried to sell any of these printers yet. As soon as ERP is over, we're probably going to start pre-orders.
Have you
probably
sold
November.
any? Have you sold any printers like previously, and like any other type of printer that you've designed or?
Not officially, no, because we canceled the Kickstarter previously, and then at that point, I decided to move on to a different printer design. So the previous venture I mentioned earlier, so we raised about $11,000 on Kickstarter, which if you don't meet your goal, it goes back to the people who are backing you. So,
Right.
So we didn't actually, I didn't pursue that at the time because I wanted to do some minor changes, and this time I'm a lot more relaxed because the plan that I had before really would have, the reason why we're asking 160,000 is because we were looking at having a few employees, having a full-time where we're testing prints. We wanted to have 1,000 prints available already loaded into the printer, so you just print whatever you want, but that requires a lot of time and employees and stuff like that. So it's still a feasible idea, but in this case, we can do a lot more. We can sell printers almost on an individual basis this way and not have to worry about that, and not have to worry about the 15 to 20% going to Kickstarter and everything else.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know last year, I think you and I have been talking for over a year now.
Mhm.
And yeah, you were definitely stressed last year.
Yeah, and this time I'm going to Earth. The printer should be printing, and we're just going to go with the flow. And like I said, the Duet 3 and the Hermes and stuff like that's very exciting. And I know the tool changer is just going to keep going up in popularity since it's really just brand new.
Right. Yeah, Lightspeed, it is a Core XY.
Yeah, you should have been here to begin with. You should have seen all
Yeah,
this.
Lightspeed, you're late, man.
Yeah, or you can go back and watch it over again. You can hear all this.
Yeah.
All right, so viewers, any more questions? Oh, you're watching. Last week, Fun in the Country Basement ended, and somehow I ended up being like 10 minutes behind in their stream. So I'm waiting for them to finish, and people are like, "They're already done."
Yep.
Price
yeah.
around 1,500-1,600.
Yep. I'm working on if we can get like 20 pre-orders. I've never done pre-order specifically before, so depending on how that works out and how many people we can get pre-ordered, I'm working. Like I asked the companies last year, they're mostly the same companies I'm working with now, on what amount do you need to get a certain discount, stuff like that. Like I know the Masumi stuff, the aluminum parts, those I can definitely get discounted really easily after only like 10. Stuff like that.
So in comparison to the Railcore, Lightspeed wants to know what makes the next core better than the Railcore?
I think simplicity for one. Number two, the Railcore. I've been on the Railcore Discord talking back and forth, and Tony is talking about whether he can get the tool changer compatible with his, and he's still waiting for the universal components that E3D is working on to make it more adjustable and useful with the Railcore. But he's still not sure how that's going to work out. And if he does, it's great. I'm not specifically trying to compete with any one specific printer because the printer market is still less than a million printers are sold a year overall.
Right.
So I don't think we're in this. We have to all compete with each other idea. But I know the Railcore was through Project R3D, and now they're with Philistruder, I believe.
Yeah.
And the prices jumped up. So, I mean, my printer volume is going to be slightly smaller than theirs. I think having 3 bed adjustments is a little more complicated, and I think the simplicity of having just one and a good mesh battle leveling would probably be easier. And I think we can get the same speeds accomplished.
Now, with your bed, what is, because I've never had a printer like that with the bed on a single thing. How do you handle the leveling?
Well, that's the thing. So it's going to be similar to a regular bed leveling. We're just going to have some adjustment screws, and then the BL Touch is going to handle the rest. And since I'm using a glass bed, the top of it should be all level.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if it was like a really thin aluminum or something, you might be more worried about it. But
So it'll be like level once and forget it.
pretty much. That's why we're going with this massive rail to start with.
Matt Johnson is asking if it will be an assembled machine or kit.
Right now, we're going to make it a kit that's like I'm going to say partially assembled. In other words, what I want to do is have the top portion assembled, and maybe everything except for the belts that you can put the belts on. But that way, we know that the rails all line up and stuff like that. And then have the bottom portion separately assembled, and then just put the these brackets in the middle, and then put your panels on, and I'll put the rail on back, and that's basically it.
Yeah.
So
Now, are you going to work with any companies like Wham or TH3D or BuildTech to include them as part of your kits?
I haven't talked about it yet. That's why I said we're using glass bed for now. I know some of them don't even have a 300 by 200 option yet. So maybe for those people that want it, or if enough people want it, then yes, that can be done. Another thing is that, like for E3D, if you wanted to use their high temperature bed, they're using glass for their high temperature that they're using with the tool changer as well.
Yeah, Greg, the rail core is more. It's more expensive.
Yeah, I think it's $16.99 now for the kit, and then 20 something, pretty high for the fully assembled one. I mean, we can do fully assembled ones. I want to start out with the kit, and then we can decide on how long it takes. Because doing the rest of it, the reason why we can do the this pretty simply is it folds up in a box really nicely. That's one thing about the rail core. It seems like it takes a long time to put together, which the videos I've seen.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to make something that's really robust, but really quick to put together as well.
Right.
And we'll find out at Earth, since I'm going to be shipping up there.
Oh, you're gonna ship it disassembled?
Yep.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I'm not scared at all.
You know, I will probably have room in the back of my Rogue One if
That's
you want to be safer.
Could do that. Let's drop it off. My parents go up to Ocala sometimes. They have a RV up there, so you go up and drop it off. Maybe be cheaper too.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's an option. So
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure all I'm putting in my car is a bunch of filament.
No big aliens, huh?
Filament and slack. No, they wouldn't let me bring the big alien. I'll have a little 2-foot alien. If I can get the gosh darn UFO to stop failing on my fail core.
Yes, I think a single Z axis will be enough, at least for 300 by 200 bed. Yes, I do think so.
Now, one thing I had spoken with somebody at one point about selling kits versus fully assembled machines, and they recommended always only selling kits because once you build a machine and put it together, you're liable for it.
Right.
But if you sell a kit, then whoever puts it together holds the liability.
I think that's part of it, and also I think you have more stringent standards for like electrical and stuff like that, unless you're just, I'm not sure exactly, but I've heard something like that, where if you build it fully assembled, you have to go through certain certifications and stuff like that as well.
Right.
Whereas if it's just a kit, then as long as the individual components, like the mean well power supply, meets that, then you should be good, for example.
Right. Yeah, Carl, I don't blame you one bit. But I'd like to see a Squire kit somewhere a White Knight kit somewhere. White Knight might be out of my budget, but I may be able to do a Squire.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of what else I can go over. So yeah, hoping to have this ready and printing in the next 3 or 4 days, maybe less. And yeah, I got a lot done today. Mostly getting the duet set up and the motors set up and stuff like that.
Jimmy the alien crossed the road to probe the cow. But what is your answer? There's no difference in build cost between the Squire and the White Knight? Well, shoot, might as well do the big one.
Yeah, for sure.
No, wait, build cost meaning how long or how much he's asking to put it together, or just parts?
For what?
Carl, you're talking about the overall parts is almost the same build wise? I think that's what he meant. That makes sense to me, actually.
Well, I don't know the full specs of the White Knight and the Squire and what the size difference is, but I would think buying, like, obviously all the, hey baby girl, obviously the like the control board's going to be the same, the motors are going to be the same,
Yeah.
hot end's probably going to be the same, but the extrusions would be smaller and the belt would be smaller.
Mhm.
I would think the belt would be a pretty expensive component on a belt printer.
I was wondering about that, and I know PrinterBot, Brooks coming back with PrinterBot with another belt printer as well, and then there's that other new one. Like, how do you determine how long the belt itself should be? Because in theory, if you had a good roller system right next to the belt, you could probably not need a very long belt at all, I would guess, but I don't know. I guess it depends on how much you can heat the area and stuff like that.
Hi, Rosa.
Hi, Rosa.
Most of the belt cost is having it made seamless. That makes, yeah.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of potential for belt printers, definitely. I don't want to do all that and this right now.
I want a belt printer that just clears my bed and resets itself for constant repetitive prints rather than just like long prints. Because I was thinking that if you just have a roller on each side and have a belt wrapped up on one somewhat, and then after a print's done, this roller, it like unwinds on this one and winds on this one just to dump the part, and then it rewinds and then starts printing again, and then next print dumps the part.
That's where Lightspeed
rather than a full build.
Yeah, MakerBot has the patents on that, so you can't do.
Oh, MakerBot has it.
Oh yeah,
that sucks. Then an arm that pushed them off.
No comments about MakerBot.
Woosah.
The V8 again?
Yeah, no, tonight we're actually sporting Starbucks. Starbucks, if you'd like to sponsor me, I'm available for sponsorship. I drink a Starbucks once a day. I drink 2 V8 energy drinks a day. And then in between, I drink Gatorade. So any 3 of those companies would like to sponsor me, I'd be more than happy to tout your brand.
Well, Carl, I think that's kind of what Brooke is doing, or one of the ideas. So what I was thinking about that is, like, if he's doing it just as a kit portion, it may be okay. I don't know. Like just the belt.
Yeah, I was talking to Corey from Liquid Dirt 3D. He said he's designing a belt kit to where it doesn't violate the patent because the whole thing moves rather than just the belt or something, or the belt is the Y-axis or something like that. I don't know. It was something wonky.
Yeah, I'm sure there's different ways around it, but the question is, do you want to go into that situation?
Right.
Do you want to go in court to back up your different ways around it?
Like if I won the lotto, I'd so be willing to be a jerk face towards patent people.
Yeah.
And then counter sue them after I win.
Yeah.
Oh, almost forgot. So at the moment we are doing a Bowden setup. Although I'm pretty sure we can also make a direct drive, just different mounting for a direct drive for people that want that. And then that Hermes, like if you talk about direct drive system, I mean that looks like it's going to be really nice. I don't know how heavy it is, but that's going to be one of the points about direct drive versus Bowden, of course, is how heavy is it going to be different.
Yeah.
Have they put a price out on the Hermes yet?
They said less than 100 pounds, so what, $120-ish, but that includes the NEMA 17. So
does it include the hot end?
Yes.
Or is it? Wow, really?
Yeah. And they said it's a lot cheaper than the Titan was to manufacture. So.
Well, that's the whole extruder, hot end, and motor and everything under 100 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh, sorry, €100. Is that what it is, Greg?
Euro. Because right now, if say you bought a E3D V6 and then you bought a Bondtech and then bought the motor.
Oh yeah,
three of those would be way.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Because the Bondtech itself is like $80.
Yeah. That opens up doors.
Yes, Kit. Sorry for us Americans who aren't too up to date with the geopolitical situation over there.
I'm definitely gonna have to look into that.
Yeah, I'll try one out for sure.
Yeah, Tom already has one. He said Tom Sandlander. He was at TCT.
Well, of course, I'd put money on the fact that Tom Sandlander and Joel Telling and maybe Chris Warkocki and some other people, they always get stuff quick. Yeah. Maker's Muse.
3D Maker Noob had one.
Well, Maker's Muse is a little bit different just because of how far he is and how much it takes to how much it costs to ship stuff down there.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, 3D Maker Noob as well.
Yeah. Yeah, he just went to. I didn't realize Race 3D was in China. Nobody ever talks about that. Like I thought it was like American or something, and he's like, "I'm in China for Race 3D." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
He was in Beijing.
In the US.
Beijing or Shanghai. He said that's.
I'd love to be able to travel around.
I haven't been to mainland China. I've been to Hong Kong twice. I was supposed to go again like 2 weeks ago, and then that all blew up.
Yeah.
But Japan is awesome. Philippines is awesome. That's where I found my fiance, who worked at the same company I did. Yeah. So I haven't been to Europe, but I've been to Asia several times.
Yeah, Chris Warkocki probably wouldn't get anything from E3D. I was just saying that those are the, to me, when you see 3D printing stuff, like those 5 people always have the stuff.
Yeah.
It's like Maker's Muse, 3D Maker Noob, Joel Telling, Tom Sandlander, Chris Warkocki. They always have the stuff.
Stefan. Yeah, Stefan definitely has a lot of good content now too.
Yeah.
Ziltech is based in Houston, yes, but the rails that they get are from China and a manufacturer.
Well,
They have their own factory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ziltech is its own company in both countries.
Yeah. So it all depends on how you want to split hairs, basically.
Yeah,
I'm not the person to say if it's from China that unlikely means something's not right. It just always, as always, buyer beware.
Well, here's my thing. I'm a big believer in like the whole one world and everything and the whole tariff stuff and countries fighting. And I don't like to talk politics and everything. But I mean, come on, people.
It's a bit late for that.
Work together,
Yeah.
and
The ship has sailed. We have to deal with it now. That's how I feel about it.
And I'm sorry, but if I can get the same exact product in one place for 25% the cost of another. Now, don't get me wrong. There are certain things that, depending on what company you get that clone from, it's going to be a piece of crap. But then there are also quality clones as well.
Mhm.
And when you're in a business where makers are trying to save money, they want the best they can get for the least amount of money.
Mhm.
And like one thing I'm struggling right now with Alien 3D is I got a business loan. I want to expand my offerings, but it's, do you go name brand? Do you go clone? Do you test a bunch of clones to find the most high quality clone? Or you just stick with name brand and hope people realize that you get what you pay for.
Mhm.
So I'm sitting on the money for right now. There are some things I've invested in, like some filament that I've been wanting to do for the last year.
Yeah.
Filamentum, I thought they partnered with Matter Hackers, did they not?
I think someone said something about that.
Does Filamentum not have a US hub anymore?
Don't know.
I heard something about it for a while ago, but can't remember what.
I am not making any comments about TH3D versus Wham Bam or anybody else. I'm staying out of that discussion.
Yeah, I do my absolute best not to get in the middle of things. And a couple months ago, when that whole Wham and TH3D thing was going on, I put out a Twitter post saying, "Hey, can't we all just get along and
Right.
stop the BS?" I didn't name any names
Or
though.
just don't do it publicly. I mean, I don't see why, unless you've got, as a consumer, and you have reached out to a company and they have not responded, blah blah blah. As a consumer, you have every right to go on Twitter and state something with accurate information.
Right.
But if you're a competing company, it's not a good look. And I've gone back from posting certain things sometimes where I'm like, no, I shouldn't post this about the price of X printer because I'm practically going to be a printer manufacturer. I don't want to, cause any issues. And the company I was about to say something about is a good company, and I wasn't going to say anything bad about that. So.
Yeah.
And you never know with the background of what all the other things, like the question is, what do you look for in a 3D printer? Like people are asking, what is my printer compared to a Railcore? Well, it depends on what you're looking for. I think the thing about mine is I'm trying to make it quick, accurate with high quality parts and the ability to upgrade to a tool changer.
Right.
If that's not what you're looking for, then find something else. That's fine. I'm hoping that enough people will want this. If I can get, a dozen orders a month or whatever, I'll be really happy with that. So.
Yeah, when I was selling my fail course, I was happy to get one sale a month, and but of course, that was basically no overhead on my part, so
Yeah.
that was nice as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually got contacted today by a company for the third time asking me to sell their printers in the U.S. because they have 0 U.S. distributors, but they have a minimum order quantity of 50 units.
Hmm.
And I'm like, I'm not going to buy 50 printers that may not even sell.
True.
Yeah.
I'll start with 5 or 10. But that's one thing I like about the Sidewinders. I mean, they have a big U.S. warehouse here, and they drop ship, so shipping's free for everybody. Which, if I actually had the printer on hand, I'd have to charge people shipping.
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah. Regarding the Railcore, and again, I've not used the Railcore myself. I know it makes awesome prints, and Joel's video about it was great. And obviously, the people that made the Railcore are really enthusiastic and are good people. But it does look like it's a bit complex to build, and that was one of the keys. It seems to me that 3D printing companies discover things like the way I discovered things, like the way you can mount these, where it's basically M8 screws screwed into the next extrusion, making it very solid. And we almost saw none of that from the other companies. Like we're seeing that with like the CR10 and Ender 3, where they are grilled in and very sturdy with the 2040s and stuff like that. But for a while, either they didn't have that as an idea, or they didn't have a cheaper version that they were going to build themselves overseas. So part of it is discovery, I think, and part of it is just waiting for the time when certain parts are cheap enough, like linear rails. I mean, 5 years ago, it would be unheard of to try to get linear rails for a 3D printer.
Right.
So that's a good thing. The quality is going up, even on the Chinese stuff, the cheaper Chinese stuff. Creality and some of the other companies are working really hard to improve the quality of everything. So
that is one thing
miss,
that is one thing I do respect about Creality, even though they've got way too many printers now, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But they did finally start listening to the community, and they made changes.
Yeah, they're listening, and I think it's good because they understand that they have a big market outside of China. I don't know how many. This is the kind of thing we don't really know. How many do they sell in China, or how many do they sell in those places like that versus what they sell overseas? I wonder.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
We don't really get accurate numbers. Like I said earlier, that I think 3D printers are selling less than $1 million a year. I'm just going by the official numbers released by Prusa and Ultimaker and stuff like that, but I don't know for sure. I know that 99% of people don't have one.
Right.
Whether they need one or not is a different story, but we know that the market can expand if we get a reliable, high quality, easy to use printer. Enough people are going to start buying them.
Yeah, and I don't know if Tinkers is still in here, but that's one thing Keith always preaches about. Well, I'm not going to say preach, but something he holds in high regard is wanting to get printers in the hands of more people, but make them easier for people to work with.
Oh yeah, and he's supported me a lot on last year's printer and this year's printer. And the question is, when is a good time? And in other words, when is the printer or for example, the personal computer, when was that high quality enough for people to start using it? It's when Apple and Microsoft got the GUI from Xerox, stole it from Xerox, and then made their own, that kind of thing. With open source, we'll see how it goes. But also, so I heard Amazon Basics is no longer going to make filament.
Well, Amazon Basics was rebranded Filament anyways.
Okay, well, they're no longer going to produce it.
And to my knowledge, they bounced around to like 3 different manufacturers. and they kept going with low quality manufacturers.
Yeah.
At least they started. I believe they got better over time. But I think they were just having too many returns and complaints because they weren't using name brand filament. Well, higher quality filament, we'll say that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great. That's what I heard too. They just renamed it.
Okay.
It's not basics now anymore.
Yeah. Well, like I was saying, there are so many different filament companies out there, like trying to keep up with quality versus what color you want versus what material you want, you know, all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's the, do you want to have 500 companies with filament, or do you want to have 50 companies that you can much more easily rate and verify and stuff like
Well,
that?
I will say that today is the third time I heard from filament manufacturers that there is a worldwide shortage in PLA
Yeah, pellets.
through NatureWorks. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
interesting. Everybody have to get PETG now.
Every company that I know of, or that I've heard from about it. Yeah, I added a bunch of new filaments today. I can't remember how many, but I like pretty stuff. I don't care whether it's functional or if it holds the weight of an elephant on a Sunday afternoon. I just want something that looks cool and pretty. And but yeah, I added 28 new filaments today.
Yeah, that looks good.
Wait.
Yeah,
was it
Steven, I
20?
agree.
No, 27 new filaments.
Hey, Chris Coletta, welcome.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
You have to start over to see everything you missed.
For 3 hours, we'll just repeat the first hour over and over again.
Yeah.
Hey, John, that's kind of a joke, but you might be right as far as if we start having a shortage of PLA, we might have to do some more recycling of old prints.
Well, there is a company out there, and I've contacted them to work with them for the UFO box. But if you have failed prints or if you have scrap filament, as long as you mark what it is, you can go to their site and request a label. They will pay for the shipping, and you can ship your failed prints to them.
Yeah, I think I heard about that.
And they'll recycle it and
I-
turn it into filament.
And do you get like a credit for that, or?
I don't know the full ins and outs of it, but
I think they are the ones that contacted me on Instagram, but I'm in Norway, so
yeah.
it's a bit too far and expensive to ship.
I got a tweet from somebody, some random person on Twitter, where they had a Two Trees logo. The company makes a sapphire printer, but it was just like, "Hey, you could use this." And it was some link that I didn't click on. I'm like, "Nah, I'm just gonna delete this."
Tom has a sapphire.
Yeah, I like it.
I don't think he was from that company though. I think he was just some random person that had that logo to try to get through with, oh, we're Two Trees. No, you're not. I mean, yeah, they look like nice printers for that price range, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. A cheap Core XY, so
yeah,
decent quality.
And linear rails for not the Z, but everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 32-bit board, so I like it.
Brian, I think the main reason that people bash on MakerBot, and I am not a very highly intelligent person as far as knowing the whole ins and outs of it. But the MakerBot has a bad history, mainly I think because they've patented a lot of stuff, and people feel that it's holding back the progression of 3D printing because people can't advance using the technologies that they're patenting.
That's one of the 4 different reasons, sure. I'm sure somebody else can go over the rest of them. I mean, this is not my commentary. This is just facts. Yes, they went closed source. They also attempted to take people's uploads to Thingiverse and use them in, I believe, a patent or something else where they were trying to control what people upload to Thingiverse. Yeah, they got bought by Stratasys, and they had extruders, the Smart Extruder, I believe it was called, that was having difficulties, and instead of replacing them for people, they instead sold a 3-pack for $150 to replace the part that should not be a disposable part.
Mm.
Yeah.
Those are facts as far as I understand them.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing I didn't like about the MakerBot when they came out with their newest printer. They did a lot of, in my opinion, what was false advertising. With variations of their what their thing could print compared to what others could print and stuff like that.
Yeah, look at the MakerBot method recent
that's what
ad
it
to
was. The method.
understand.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. The method.
And we've seen that from other companies too. And all I'm saying is that like Formlabs did the same thing. Like, here is the worst possible quality print you can get from FDM, and here's our resin print. You know, well, you should compare a good quality FDM print. You know.
Yeah, I know Sholmes Live. He contacted me and said he was permanently moving his show to 7 instead of 9, which is fine.
Yeah.
It is a free world. Well, when it comes to streaming, you can print when you want.
Yep.
When I start to stream, I'll just wait for you to start the stream, and then I'll start the stream. Every time. No, I won't.
Thank you, Tanny. Thank you for staying here.
Yeah, I have at least 20 people that watch me every night that I just don't understand their craziness.
Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, going back to my printer. So for those of you who were seeing what we went over last year with a custom interface for the Duet, we still want to do that eventually. And so basically last year I was making a interface. Since it's accessible in a web-based atmosphere, sorry to use that word, a web-based format, you can access the Duet. It's not too difficult to actually make some web-based changes to make it a more user-friendly experience and stuff like that. We also had some filament recognition. The idea was that when you have a model that you've already sliced in G-code, you can use a SQL database that you can update the filament type, which updates temperature, speed, whatever of the print, without having to completely reslice everything. So that's something that we are probably going to do again later on once we start selling printers, and then you can easily add to the G-code, I mean not the G-code, the config G file with that information or whatever is necessary. So it'd be like a free upgrade once you already own the printer, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that was one thing that I thought was a really cool idea when we discussed it before.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where it was all great, but also a bit much to do at once, if you can understand that.
Yeah.
I was trying to make the printer of printers, and it doesn't always work out it doesn't always work out where everybody else thinks the same thing yet.
Right. Now, this is a couple things that I've been thinking about my design.
Which one?
Yeah, the only one I'm totally serious about it at the moment, because the UFO Delta is pretty much going to be a troll printer for a while.
You should make it out of cardboard. Here you go.
Yeah. But what do you think of like power panic mode as far as if power fails, like the Prusa's, it'll home, and then you'll be able to resume afterwards. Are you worrying about anything like that?
There is a mode that's available on the Duet already. It's not enabled from factory, but you can enable that. So we could definitely turn that on. That's not a difficult
Well,
thing.
there was something I actually turned it on my fail core, and I had an issue with it to where it kept wanting to home the Z, and it could have been my fault, something I missed somewhere, but it kept wanting to home the Z as well after the power fail.
Mhm.
Which, if you have a print that is covering the entire bed, you can't home the Z because there's no space to home
Right.
the Z.
Which is more common when you're talking about long prints that have a higher chance of having a power outage during that time when you live in Florida.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So, so yeah, it does have an option for it, but as I stated the other day on one of the streams, it is better to have a battery backup unless your power is going to be out for more than a half hour or an hour. Of course, you don't know that per se, but I think in most cases, if your power is going to be out for 4 hours, you've got other problems to deal with. But yeah, I don't know if there's a perfect solution for that yet.
Have the Y home to the point where the edge of the bed is behind the X gantry. That's true, but then you could theoretically lose print space.
Or have it not home at all. I guess if the bed moves down on a power outage, you might have a problem, depending on what kind of printer you have.
See, my whole thing is I would think that if you're doing a power save, like the power goes out and it saves whatever line in the G code that it was on, which, from what I understand, how Duet handles it, it just saves in a file what line it was on. Then it should already know the Z. It should already know where it's at on the Z. So if it needs to home the X and Y just to make sure it's on point for as far as resuming and there's no layer shifts.
So basically, see that regarding whether it needs a place to home, I can kind of understand that, or if you think it has to purge the nozzle a bit. But if it saves where it is in the file, I guess the question is, does it save it to that second, or does it save it to that, last few seconds, and that's why it needs to home it and start over? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know all
sure.
the intricacies of the G code or whatever it uses for these different things.
That was another thing I had to alter in the Duet. Every time I paused and then resumed a print, it would move to the print, extract like 10 millimeters of filament, and then lower down and print again.
Oh.
That drove me nuts. So I had to find out how to turn that off.
Right. Yeah, if the Z move during a power outage, so you hope that it doesn't move during a power outage if you can prevent it anyway.
Yeah, I know why it would be good to home the Z during a power outage. But if you don't want to, you should have the option not to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like in other words, instead of automatically resuming the print, it asks you a couple questions. Do you want to home X, Y, or Z, X and Y or Z before you start the print? That could be interesting.
Yeah, that's something that I would be okay with.
That's true, Tanny.
Well, that's why you do what the Prusa printer does, to where you have enough stored energy to move home the X and Y, and even if you lose that half a step it should have locked the motors by having enough power, so you're never losing that half a step. But I'm pretty sure they do it with capacitors, don't they?
Yeah, I think so.
But designing my own printer has definitely opened my eyes to so many different things that I never thought of before.
Just so you get to how many screws you need for everything. I remember last year or the year before, I was modifying the Hypercube Evo setup for the old Venturi3D, and the Hypercube Evo uses the brass inserts into the prints.
Mm-hmm.
I gave that up almost immediately. Like, there's got to be other files people have uploaded without the press inserts, and there was. And I'm like, I'm just going to print these because I hate press inserts. It's a major pain.
Yeah, that was one of the issues I had on my fail core, is that the inserts that held the mosquito mount in head came loose.
Mm-hmm.
And so my print head was tilted, and I didn't notice it, and it was dragging through my first layers. It was driving me nuts.
So, yeah, I mean, obviously Josh has user error a lot of times.
I do
that's
have
what he's come up with.
That's why I'm saying every 3D printing company should use me as a tester, because I will break everything.
QC.
Yeah. Like, if you want your product to break, send it to me. I will work out a way.
I'm not going to give you one of the first few that we do. Let me sell a few first. And then say, caveat.
I'll just come down to your house and break it.
Okay. Yeah.
Encoders instead of steppers in a closed loop system. You'll have to explain that to me, Ryan, because I'm not an electronics guy.
Yeah, and also like the Duet 3, when they were talking about all the stuff on the Duet 3, and I'm like, can somebody put this in English? Because it's got so many new features, I don't understand most of them, honestly. There's like all kinds of acronyms and stuff going on. I'm like, I don't know what this means.
Yeah, Thomas, what are you drinking? Somebody wants to know. Tanny wants to know. Chocolate milk or protein shake?
Lemonade.
Lemonade.
Yeah. Red berries.
Red berries.
Yeah.
Is that like blue flavor? Like, what flavor is it? It's blue.
Yeah, something like that. I don't think I should try to translate the name of it. So.
Okay.
A stepper motor that always knows where it's at. Those would be good. They're probably expensive though, huh?
Mm-hmm. Well, again, that's why I like seeing these things, because it eventually, if they start trying to implement them in consumer printers, we'll start seeing those more and more.
No, great. Not cherry.
Yes, that was Kool-Aid when I was younger. What kind of Kool-Aid do you want? Purple?
Yeah.
Red. They all tasted the same to me.
Oh, so
that's coffee.
I still want to do a 2D printer troll live stream sometime where we all talk about 2D printers and people come into chat and be like, what the heck's going on? Since Rosa doesn't use 3D printers, that's why I was joking with her yesterday about that.
That was funny.
Yeah. I was hoping they pick up, or you pick up on that. I was joking with her on that one.
I do actually need to have a 2D printer discussion, because Like my laser printer, since I first got it, it had some like cloudiness over some of the prints, and according to the troubleshooting guide for the Xerox Phaser 6510, they just said print a bunch and it'll eventually go away.
Yeah.
So I printed a bunch and it got worse.
Oh.
And now there's like clear just crud.
That reminds me, I saw a meme last week, and the guy's going up to a printer, and he's like, "Oh, I'm printing this document," and then the printer's like, "I'm out of cyan." Doesn't matter. It's black and white. F you. I'm out of cyan.
Yeah, I saw that. Oh no, he's unplugging me. Help, help. You did this to yourself.
Yeah.
A 2D printer just does the first layer, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Xerox Phaser.
Yeah, well, when I was looking for laser printers, it had a lot of good reviews. So I thought I'd be happy with it.
Hi, Leslie.
Oh, let's leave.
Hey, Leslie. Tanny told me you're fired. I fired Tanny yesterday. Today he says it's your turn to be fired. I'll show the DM. I ain't scared.
Wait, is this phaser set to stun or kill? I think that might be the issue.
Yeah, inkjets are bad.
And I quote, "Cool. I will remind Leslie so you can fire her on stream."
Someone's getting in trouble.
Leslie's amazing.
Yeah.
She's always been the backbone to the UFOs as far as the projects go. So without Leslie, I don't think I would have made it this far. Oh no, I'm just giving you crap, Leslie. I'm not worried about it. If you guys have them there, it's no big deal. I can order some up from somewhere, I'm sure. Am I crackling or is somebody else crackling?
It might be my mic again. Let me mute.
Well, it's only happening intermittently. It's not a constant, so I can't tell.
I can hear it. I don't know if that helps any.
Greg, I actually was sent a price list today that had a Chinese ruby nozzle on it. And like I got a price list today from some Chinese company that sent me a list of, let's see, where's the bottom of this gosh darn Excel sheet?
Chinese ruby nozzle. I've not seen that yet.
It has 1,300 items on it that they want me to buy. And I'm like, I already have a supplier for... I'm pretty sure if I was like, Leslie, I want all this stuff, she'd be like, I gotcha. So
Ryan, I fixed that, but it could come back, of course.
yeah, Leslie. I mean, why not be laid back? It's like everybody in this world should know that stuff happens. Not everything's under everybody's control, and everything is fixable. It's like, why stress over things? You sent me the wrong linear rails. I'm gonna burn you to the ground. No, it's just stupid.
It's only when it's 2 days before a festival. That's the only time we want to do that.
And actually, Leslie, Chris said that the linear rails he got from you guys were amazing.
Mm-hmm. The new set, yeah, definitely.
I'm actually waiting for my frame to arrive so I can measure to see how long my linear rails need to be, because I don't trust myself in Fusion yet. No.
Oh, James.
Actually, the one for the carriage is actually maybe like 2 millimeters too wide, but because it's almost running into the belt, it's okay. That's why this is a prototype. But the production one is going to be very similar to this. I'm not expecting, otherwise, I mean, I'm going to have to print with it, obviously, but I'm not expecting a whole lot of differences between this version and the final, because I put so much work into before actually buying the parts this time to make sure it all fits together properly.
The planning, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of planning ahead of time.
I remember last year you were talking about how many extra extrusions you had because you went through iteration after iteration after iteration.
Instead of doing it the right way, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's my problem half the time. I'll think up something in my head and not plan it out and just be like, buy all this. And that's pretty much what I did with the October UFO project. I sent Leslie a list of stuff just from my head, and then the owner, I think he's the owner, asked, well, can you send me the stuff so I can test it over here before I order all the stuff to make sure it's right? I was like, I've got nothing to test. It's just all in my head. So
yeah,
let's go for it.
Yeah, Leslie.
Which reminds me, Leslie, I gotta send you the YouTube video later of the final dagger. Hey, what's up, Edutech Jim? Jim, did you find that guy?
Just say it.
I'm like so tired. Like, we were up until 3 a.m. Tom, my time.
My time it was about 9 a.m. I think.
And Rosa woke me up at 7, so I got like 4 hours of sleep.
I didn't sleep.
I'm tired too.
Till later. I got 2 hours.
I'm printing like crazy. Or building like crazy, I should say.
No, not
building and printing.
The Godzilla, that's right.
Hello, Edutech. What was the Godzilla?
What's that?
What was the Godzilla?
Oh, every time Robbie Mack designs my UFO box, he hides a Godzilla.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And Jim hasn't found it yet.
But it's not a Godzilla. It can't be officially a Godzilla though, because you'll get.
Well, it's a Godzilla-like shape.
Yeah. No, it's interesting. I've owned a couple of Toyota MR2s, and the owner of one of the forums made a car he called something Zilla, and he almost got sued by Toho Studios or whatever. I'm like, really? So they're very strict. Yeah, they're very strict about using anything, even with just Zilla at the end of it.
Well, like, wow. From what I hear, since Robbie Mack designs Indy 500 cars, and the prints on them. From what I hear, there's a bunch of Indy cars out there that have hidden Godzillas in them, which I found really interesting.
Yeah.
Just say kaijus. That's the generic term for monster, I think. Just kaiju.
Yeah.
Yes, getting ready for Earth. Not freaking out yet. No, not at all.
Not
not
at
ready.
all. You've got plenty of time. There's
Oh no.
and you're flying, so it's not
Yeah.
like you've got to leave early.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
leaving planning on leaving on the 8th.
Well, I'm leaving on the 9th because we have family we stay with up there, so it's like a family reunion / Earth festival. So
I'll leave tomorrow.
Oh yeah, Ryan, I know it's there. I found it. But Jim hadn't found it.
Viking, you swimming across?
Yeah. Backstroke. Doing backstrokes all the way.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed with my artwork for the October box this month. In Photoshop it looked great, but in print the green came out a little too dark.
Yeah. It still looked good though. Yeah, I need a flip.
Yeah, I have to go through my filament scraps so I can finish my my alien collection for all the filaments that I've had over the last 17 months. And then I'm going to make little acrylic display cases for them.
There you go.
So I've got 10 days to do that.
I need to create a Viking Benchy.
You should put a Viking hat on top of the Benchy.
Yeah.
And then
yeah, Viking ship Benchy, Michael.
BIQU. Also, I think they're known as Big Tree Tech or something like that. I volunteered to show off one of their printers and new control board that they're coming out with. It's basically an upgraded SKR with an expansion board and a built-in Raspberry Pi, I believe. And so they're going to send me some to give away at Earth for them.
That's cool.
Yeah, kids.
Oh, okay. BIQU is the parent company. Gotcha.
Yeah, doesn't BQ make projectors or something?
Or
am I thinking something else? Oh, that's BenQ. Never mind.
No idea. Yeah, I was just I got an alert yesterday, and Brian Vines volunteered me because they tweeted out that they were looking for somebody to show off their new product at Earth, and so Brian Vines tagged me, and I was like, sure, I'll do it. Why not? So they're sending me some stuff to give away and some talking points about the product and stuff. Tanny and or Leslie, do you guys have the expansion board for your Ziltech Duet? Because I may put you guys into some business for some Ziltech Duets.
So, like, do you mean the DuX 2 or 5? Is that what you're talking about?
Ziltech has their own duet-ish board.
Right. But when you say expansion, that can mean like 5 different things.
Oh, the one that allows you to put more motors onto it.
Yeah, that's the DuX 2 or 5. And then there's like the daughter boards and other stuff. Just a clone.
I'm pretty sure chat last night talked me into going to 3 motors instead of 4.
Yeah, that'd probably be a good idea.
Yeah.
But I'm still debating whether I'm going to dangle them from the top or the bottom.
Yeah. Greybeard mentioned something about the top ones had problems or something.
Yeah, he couldn't remember why, though.
I don't know.
Tanny, you still haven't fixed the site yet, so I can find things easier. The site's got to be Josh proof. Come on now.
Yeah. You're slow, Tanny. Get on it.
No, I'm glad Tanny's over there now, even though I give him a bunch of crap.
He's working
I
on.
think it'll be a good thing.
Yeah.
All right. I hate to jump out early, guys, but I actually have to go get some stuff done.
Yeah.
Hang on a sec. My internet's going doofy.
Yeah. So you'll have to stay.
Good timing. Can you hear me now?
All right. I think I can hear everybody else now. Can people hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. So I was saying I gotta drop out and get some other stuff done.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for hosting me. It's been great.
Hey, thank you for coming on and chilling out.
Yeah, I'll talk to you about if we want to ship it with you up there. That'd be nice.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think you're only a couple hours away from me, but
Yeah, not too bad.
so we can work something out. And like I said, I'm bringing the Knights War Red filament, Alien Ooze is being delivered to me there. So all I'm bringing is some probed and some Knights War Red filament and all my little aliens and probably that big alien without a UFO because the UFO parts keep failing.
Okay.
But yeah,
Cool.
I should have room.
All right, sounds good. Well, I will see you all later.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
Everybody go check out Venturi3D.com. Oh shoot.
Yeah. I'm not allowed anymore.
I went to remove him and then he dropped out, so it swapped and I clicked
Yeah.
on you. It did that last night too to somebody.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that R2
Later, Jim. See you tomorrow on the stream.
Yeah, the R2D2 is looking amazing. And I
Yeah.
got 200 Ziltech Arduinos this week.
Yeah. I'll be on Jim's stream tomorrow. The community stream.
Wait,
By
who
the
are
way.
you cheating on me with tomorrow?
The Edge of Tech.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He brought me flowers and everything.
I guess that's okay. He better have bought you dinner.
Yeah. And beautiful flowers.
This is my Viking gym.
Are you going to start the fight?
No, Jim is the first person to ever interview me.
Yeah.
He interviewed me at besides like on a stream, because Country3D I think is the first person that interviewed me on stream. But as far as in person, Jim was the first person to interview me, and then Ron, the Canadian, he interviewed me. Thompson later came by and like did a quick flash of my giant alien, but then just walked right by me.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jim will always be in my heart. Him and his wife are the coolest though. And Jim, I did not know your wife was in a band. I saw that, was it on Instagram or Twitter or something? I didn't know she was in a band. That was really cool.
Oh, just a friend just called me. He wants to game, I think. We can wait for later. I think Jim left, by the way.
What's that?
I think Jim left. He had to do some in the new studio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Slacker.
Yeah.
Live stream Alien 3D. Wait, what? What, John? Wait, what am I missing? Oh, it's the community hangout. Yeah. Wait. You bought a spool holder for the Texas roll. I need to teach you guys how to like make your own spool holders. Like I have cats. Well, I used to have cats inside, and I used to, you know, those yellow kitty litter bins. I just cut a couple knocks off of that, put a metal pole across it. It was holding a 10K spool. Now I don't do that because now I have my amazing multi-spool holder for my samples.
Tom Sandalana Ding Dong. Yeah. His last name is pretty hard.
I think, isn't it Sandlaterer?
Yeah, I think
Something like that.
yeah, it's a European thing. I don't know if you could possibly mine will be easier to pronounce. I don't know.
Tanny, are you talking about doing getting on people's streams or doing your own stream? Oh, his wife's band, he live streamed it? Yeah, I missed that. I just saw a either Instagram or a tweet or something of her on stage.
Yeah.
Well, the Texas size spools are 5 kilogram, right? So yeah, the biggest one I've had was a 10 kilogram roll of the 3D Print Mafia pink.
I will. Yeah.
And I still have that roll. It's like this friggin' big. Well, Tanny, I mean, you're more than welcome to come join me on stream if I think you said, because the last time you were on here, you had a real janky headset. And then you had to go find a cat or something. And
Let's see.
well, and you don't have a camera. My goodness. What kind of streamer are you, mister?
Yeah, you need a camera. Yeah, Sean, I also want large spools. Or rolls.
All right, you know the rules, Tanny. Family friendly, and no music, and I remember you're a representative of Ziltech now, so yeah, public appearance and all.
Yeah.
There's the Tanny.
Hi, Tanny.
Tanny?
Did you select the correct microphone?
Earth to Tanny?
Hear me?
Barely
No,
now.
Yeah, very low.
That a little better?
Barely.
Yeah, new headset.
Need to bump that up a lot.
It's the almost Tanny, as Mr. Butcherman. All right, well, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick, so y'all
Hope everything comes out okay.
y'all entertain the audience or something.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
I'll try. Yeah, you're stuck with us. Can we get the microphone any louder?
I'm working on it. I
Yeah.
am not used to.
Yeah, that's better.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Huh. As soon as Josh left, of course.
Yeah,
Watch, when he gets back, it'll go down again.
probably. Chat amongst yourselves.
Yeah, Sean. Ziltech provided headset. That's funny because we don't have microphones yet.
Yeah.
Something that that would be interesting to add though for an Arduino project.
That's true. So when are you getting a webcam?
It should be here Monday or Tuesday.
That's cool.
Actually, I suppose I could use my Pi cam, but
Yeah. Should
I'm
work.
not on my Pi right now.
No. Yeah. So how's this going at Celtech?
As long as it's not cherry pie.
Nah, I much prefer lemon.
Yeah. Are you going to
Lemon
start
meringue.
that conversation again?
Hey, if I didn't bring it up, somebody was going to. I know it.
Yeah, I think someone already brought up cherries at least.
No, speaking, there's like things I was gonna talk about tonight, and I completely flippin' forgot. But one thing that I just thought of: does anybody have a recommended lavalier mic off of Amazon? I can't
Rode.
remember which one Funking uses.
The Rode mics are good.
Because what I want to do is at Earth, I'm taking my jetpack and my laptop, and I'm gonna try to stream the whole thing. And I want to have a mic on me for while I'm talking to people. People could hear me.
Yeah, the Rode Smart Lab. I have it around here too. But
Say Rogue as in ROGUE.
RODE.
Yeah, Rode is really good.
Yeah.
Also, John Strand is my spirit animal. Lemon meringue and cheesecake.
Yeah.
Those are the best pies.
I'm a fan of hot peach cobbler with vanilla ice cream.
Mm.
Yeah.
Chris Riley uses Rode mics. Okay.
Now I'm in the South again. I can actually go to Cracker Barrel.
Cheesecake. Yeah, that's one
Cheesecake
thing I miss
Factory.
about Texas is all the amazing restaurants.
There's a lot of really good food here.
Yeah, Michael, it's an not an O originally.
Apple pie with a slice of cheese melted on top. Ryan, we are no longer friends.
Actually, I have to agree with Ryan. That is really good.
Me and you are no longer friends either.
That's okay. You fired me like 5 times just in the last 2 days. So
Yeah. I haven't tried that, Ryan.
Pecan pie is really good too, but it's got to be hot.
Oh,
yeah, pecan caramel. Mm.
Keep them off the screen.
That's one thing I never understand about people where they've got something nice and sweet and yummy, and then they put something like cheese on it. It's like cheese and apples.
I love cheese though, so why not?
Sound good to me. People who pour salt.
Well, it's kind of the flavor profile. No, see, that is actually really good because of a chemical thing. It makes the watermelon less sour, so the sweet comes out a lot more.
Yeah, I still taste the salt, and I hate salt.
You have to do very, very light on the salt. That's the important part.
Well, like I love salt on like hard-boiled eggs, but majority of the time I don't add salt to anything that's like cooked because it's already got salt in the thing. Like my mother, whenever she makes practically anything, she'll cook it with salt, and then after she puts it on her plate, she puts more salt on it. I'm like, ew.
Yeah.
Can you taste anything besides the salt?
Probably not.
What's a good print for TPU? I'm experimenting with TPU on the Sidewinder, and
my Alien.
Oh yeah, I should, huh? Since I bought it from you. You're also the only sticker that's on my Sidewinder so far.
Oh, good.
I think no, I put your ooze runs in my veins sticker right in front of the artillery word. At first, I was gonna put it over the artillery logo on the other side, but then I decided not to because the artillery logo looks really cool.
It does look cool. I like their logo. I'm contemplating buying a version 4.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Ryan, that is a real thing. The smokers salting everything to oblivion. That is so true.
and see that's not true with everybody, because I was a smoker for like 50 years and I didn't like salt on my food.
Yeah. People are different.
But yeah, when I lived in near Dallas, there were flipping restaurants everywhere. Leslie, I've been asking you for Ziltech stickers for the last year.
I got one for my car. I got like a big Ziltech sticker, and I'm not going to put it on my current car because my current car is kind of garbage and I want to get rid of it. But when I get a new car, I'm going to put the Ziltech sticker on my back, on the trunk lid.
Well, I'm going to spoil everybody now. December is going to be a Ziltech Christmas themed UFO box. It's going to be 4 shiny filaments from Ziltech. And
Nice.
I'm getting stickers, or Tanny is getting flogged.
I'm okay with that. That's an acceptable trade-off there.
Yeah.
Floggings, yay! All right, so if I buy these road level lavalier mics, do I have to buy something else besides the mic? Because this other thing that has, I don't know what it is, but it's like $330, and I'm not buying that.
It depends on which smart level it is. I think the one I've got doesn't have a wireless transmitter, so if you will need that, you need to buy that as well.
No, Leslie, I think I don't think I ever had any Ziltech stickers. I think you guys were out when last time I asked for them. I don't. All right, UFO subscribers, has anybody got any Ziltech stickers? I don't remember.
No, I can confirm there have been no Ziltech stickers, at least in the last 10 months now.
Okay.
So stickers seem to be something that troubles us. We had an issue with stickers recently that just made me laugh.
What time does Earth run to on Sunday? I think 4. If I remember correctly.
I'll mute
my God,
myself
Kit.
for a minute or two. Be right back.
Alrighty. Let's see. Okay, I think this is just the mics. It's not like the thing that it plugs into. I need to find the thing that.
Are you
plugs
getting it
into
for just recording videos, or are you getting it for streaming?
No, I'm doing it so I can hook it up to my laptop while I'm live streaming at Earth.
Yeah, if you're live streaming, then you just need the lav mic, and you need to connect it to your computer.
Yeah, but I need a wireless thingy.
Yeah, if you get the wireless thing, that's where it starts getting expensive, especially with the possible lag.
I'm gonna have to ask Fun King, because he told me the ones he uses he got for really cheap and they work great.
No, hang on.
Well, let me text him right now. Where are you, Fun King?
I can never look at Fun King 3D without misreading the name to something that's a lot less family friendly than Fun King.
Yeah, a lot of people mention that.
Every time.
All right, text sent to Funking. Poor Leslie comes into my stream and everybody gives her heck.
Well, I mean, to be fair, she did give you the wrong USB cables, so
I know, right?
kind of asking for it.
Where's the German guy? Wait, what? Wait,
He's
actually,
not German.
Thomas is back, but he's not German.
I'm not German. I'm Norwegian.
I suppose that I could be German if you want.
Yes.
I can do like
Yeah.
imitation voices, like Fat Bastard from Austin Powers. That looks like a little baby. Come here, baby. Get in my belly.
Yeah. Yeah, true kid.
I wanna eat you, baby.
Strange things, Rosa. Strange things.
As always.
They were talking about cherry pies, babe. You might want to hide.
Yeah, Mad Monkey, getting close to it. I'm reprinting a couple of parts.
All right,
The one you're
Viking.
seeing.
It's been 5 days.
Yeah.
You told me it was going to be done like 20 streams ago.
No, I said I possibly would have something done. I never said for certain. I keep redesigning stuff, so I need to get the latest versions out.
Josh, why don't you have a download link for your Alien on your website?
I do.
Where?
Go to under UFOs, printable models.
There is not a printable models option under UFOs.
On the menu, it says
Yeah.
UFOs and printable models is the last one. It's about
The last one is UFO reveals on my screen. Oh, hang on. Wait, I'm zoomed in. Okay, now it's there.
Man, you gotta teach these guys tech support, I swear. But yeah, it should be the very first one. It's the no ship.
But what if I want a ship?
I mean, you can have a ship. There's a ship one too. It's just not printable with 20 millimeters of filament. You printed 4 dozen hexagons. Yeah, I saw those. They did look pretty cool. Maybe when I get back from Earth, and I'll move the fail core to that side of the room and get it out of my view, and then maybe I'll line this back wall with hexagons and put the aliens on them. Alien Box Idea, all Amazon Basics. I had Amazon Basics 1 month, but now I hear that Amazon Basics, aka whatever rebranded filament they use, is no longer going to be carrying filament, to my knowledge. Yeah, it was Amazon Basics. Hey, I tell you what, that Amazon Basics ABS came out, it printed really awesome for me. Like, I have my air conditioner blowing this way. I have my fan on full speed. I have no cover on the fail core, and it printed amazingly well and did not crack and split or anything like that.
Weird.
So I was actually happy with it. And that was the first time I ever carried any kind of ABS in the UFO. Every time I put more exotic stuff than Pet G, I get could you please not put this in the UFO box? I don't have a heated bed, or
Yeah.
I can't print with it. And one thing I like about your UFOs is that they're always come with easy to print filament. So I think if I ever put exotic filament in the UFO again, I'm going to do it as a 5th filament.
Probably smart.
I wouldn't really consider ABS to be exotic, though.
Well, it's a higher temp filament, and sometimes it needs enclosures so it doesn't split, and
yeah, it can be a pain in the butt to
et
print
cetera,
with.
etc. And the one time I tried to smooth it with acetone, I almost killed myself.
Yeah.
Your Alien can print with 0 infill, right?
Yes, I print it with 2 walls, 0 infill at 80%.
Yeah, I haven't tried ABS even once.
Lightspeed, I should just sell you the fail core. But see, that's the thing. If I sell it, somebody's going to want me to like sell it for less than I've paid for it and money I put into it. And I can't lose that much money.
You said I could get it for $500.
Eventually, I'll get it working to where it's
Yeah, it will.
not being a jack munch.
I'd pay a couple grand for it just because it's, you know, a piece of 3D printing history in the future.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only 5 Alien 3D rail cores out there in the wild.
Exactly.
And none have failed as much as yours.
Then none have failed as much as mine.
Yours is special.
Yeah.
And when one day when I'm as big as Matter Hackers and printed solid, I'll be able to say, "Hey, I had a printer once."
Yeah.
Back when I was a little buck.
I wonder how well this is going to print in TPU. It's going to be an interesting experiment.
I have one printed in TPU.
I know, but I have no experience in printing with TPU, so...
Print slow.
Yep,
Real slow.
real slow. I'm working on my TPU profile for the Sidewinder right now.
Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, I had fun with this TPU. This is my anger alien.
The insulation on the bottom of the heating pad of this thing keeps coming off, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that was one thing I was going to ask everybody. Should I put insulation stuff underneath the bed of my printer?
Yes. Absolutely.
Shoot, that's something else I gotta buy.
Doesn't cost much.
Hey, does I'm guessing the Ziltech Duet has the web interface as well, correct?
That's in the firmware. It is compatible with the public Duet firmware. So, yes.
I think I'm gonna possibly order the Ziltech Duet 2 with the 7-inch touchscreen for the Tesseract.
Cool.
There's one thing holding me back from ordering duets, though. Because the kit or the whatchamacallit board, control board that I was sent yesterday to show off for BIQ, it has a NeoPixel connector.
Yeah, that's
So I
SPR
can-
Pro
I-
1.2, was it?
1.3.
1.3, yeah.
So I'd be able to control NeoPixel light strips from the board.
Are you sleepy, Rosa?
Babe, are you still babysitting? Oh yeah, it's 8 o'clock. I know you're probably still babysitting. The E10 is historic. Look in the back corner. I will have to do that. I brought the boxes in and they're sitting in my living room until I get the UFOs out and I get back from Earth. Rosa kept messaging me today. Why are you being so quiet? So I'd send her a pic. I'm stacking UFO boxes. About 15 minutes later, babe, yes. What you doing? I'm counting USB boxes. Oh, by the way, Tanny's fired because they sent me 50 of the wrong cords. And she replied, "LOL." Then, like 10 minutes later, now what are you doing? Now I'm sorting electronics because I had to tear apart all the ribbon cables into 6 strands of wire. And then I had to count all the other stuff. She just sent me a bunch of middle finger emotes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jordan, I don't have a camera up here because or down here because I put it in the wrong box when I was packing up to move down to Texas, and the box went into storage. And then when I got here and I was unpacking, I was like, wait, why do I have the box with all of my random extra extrusion and not the box with all of my computer accessories?
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
That sucks.
Yeah. Thankfully, my computer, monitors, mouse, and keyboard were in a different box from the rest of my computer equipment. But yeah, I don't have my microphone. I don't have my camera, my good headset, my fingerprint scanners. Yeah, my computer is pretty crippled. Doesn't
Yeah,
have any
Rob.
of the creature comforts that I had.
Yeah, Robert. I know they're out of the touchscreens, but it'll be after Earth before I order them, and they'll probably get a shipment in before then, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think we have a shipment coming in this week, and there might be more on there. I'm not 100% sure what all is in this shipment, but I know that Yi said on Friday that we should be getting in one on Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, and plus I kind of got it in with Ziltech, so I'll be like, here's some money, will you order me some? And they'll be like, we love you, Josh.
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
All right, the alien outline is printing the first layer.
Sweet.
Babe, just because you don't like me doesn't mean other people don't.
Oh, I figured out what the issue was with my with the bed not adhering properly. There was some like film on it that wasn't being washed off with the isopropyl. So
Yeah.
I used a bit of Windex and gave it a good scrubbing, and now it adheres really well.
Did you pull off the shipping film?
Well,
Oh no.
there. Shut up.
No, the very first thing I did when I got my artillery is I took acetone to the bed and I wiped off their coating.
Yeah. I'm thinking about doing that, but I kind of like the coating on there because it looks cool.
It does look cool, but it interferes with my purposes.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, I know, John.
mag bed
Shut
on
up.
it.
That it's like
I know. I
the
forgot
old-
my camera. And unfortunately, my DSLR does not work through USB like I thought it did. It's an old Canon EOS Rebel, and I thought that I could use it as a USB webcam. Turns out that is not the case. It will only do file transfer through USB.
Oh, I just saw Carl's message. Last 5 pieces for the main printer are printing now. Sweet.
Nice.
I can't wait to see that thing.
Jordan, I really want to put a Wham Bam on everything, but I haven't been able to test a Wham Bam yet. So I don't know how well they work, and I don't have any experience with them because the printers that I have Wham Bam plates for all broke.
Oh yeah.
I
But
have a new site that you guys should take a look at. Let me find it. Flex plate mag beds with PEI coated sheets. I think they're pretty decent priced. And this guy was interviewed by Venturi3D last year at some point. You do have to buy the magnet and the sheet separate.
Yeah.
But I ordered one of these yesterday, and I'm going to test it out.
yeah, Justin, if you've got extra C270s, that's actually the one that I ordered. So if you want to trade, I can send you something or just pay shipping for it.
That looks good, Josh.
Yeah, I will say I tried the TH3D Easy Mat. I tore it up. I tried the TH3D PEI sheet. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but after a few prints, it stopped adhering for me, as you guys saw last night if you were watching the stream.
You and I have the same problem with PEI. I could never get PEI to adhere correctly, except for on my MP Mini Delta.
My Wham Bam PEI, I jacked up, and completely my fault. I mean, I admit to every failure of my bed surfaces because I am the worst with bed surfaces. But I jacked up my PEX sheet on the Wham. I bought what yesterday? Wait, what, babe? Yes. Que mamacita? Oh, the cassette has a Wham on it, John? I did not notice that. I do break everything. It's like I'm supposed to be streaming to promote my company, but all I do is talk about how I break everything. So I don't know if
No, John, he's terrible at beds, not in bed.
maybe that's why I'm not getting any sales, because I break everything.
I mean, at least you've got a good experience of what not to do.
And that's what it is I learn. Well, no, I figure out what not to do, but I don't learn from it because I do it again. Like the whole reason I jacked up my Wham is because I was printing Pet G on it and not waiting for it to cool before I tore it off. And so I ripped big chunks of the PEX off down to the metal.
You need to wait.
That makes me cringe just thinking about it.
Yeah.
My TH3D Easy Mat, I think I printed too close. And when I was taking off PLA, I ripped off the bottom of the print and it stuck to the Easy Mat. And then while trying to remove that off of the Easy Mat, I ripped a hole in the Easy Mat.
Ouch.
Build Tech. I always
Oh.
rip those to shreds.
Yeah, Justin, I remember him now. He I did a contest a while back where I was like, "Hey, I printed a really tiny benchy in one of the pictures that I posted recently. If anyone can find it and guess what filament it is, then they'll win a roll of it." And he responded after like 15 minutes and got it right. And I was like, "Just get out of my head, dude. That's creepy."
I'm gonna tell you guys my personal opinion of the absolute best print surface that I have absolutely ever used, and it works with every filament and like the hot ones, the exotic ones, whatever. And it lasted over a year on my A-nets. It lasted through me, which is very impressive. The only thing is it's a little more expensive because you got to ship it in from overseas.
Yeah, the UK.
But the print bite has been the absolute. Nope, they're not out of business. They were redoing their website. They are back up. There's the link. I just ordered 2 of them, and they're sitting on my couch. And
Watching TV.
yep, they're watching TV. Even though the TV's off, they're sleeping right now. They're taking a little nappy nap.
Yeah.
But what, baby girl?
I've done something wrong again.
I probably did. But that print bite is the absolute best surface I have ever used, and it lasts.
Yeah.
Make my new print beds from popcorn. What? Justin, I don't see why it would not. I mean, it doesn't come with a magnetic bed or anything, but honestly, my experience with it, you don't even need a flex plate with it. I'm going to put them on flex plates just because, but you don't have to. I literally, well, Justin, you printed 5 million pieces of the giant UFO, so you know some of them were like really big overhangs. I would print on that thing with an overhang like that, and it would stick all the way till it was done. And then as soon as the bed cooled, it would fall. I never had problems removing parts off of it or having parts stick to it. Nope, didn't use any brims. I never use brims. Wait, what? Change my phone? Heck, oh my god, check. Oh, okay. Babe, I needed them. It's not like I just pull out my wallet and buy the world. I needed them. Have you not heard what I've done to my bed surfaces? They're all ruined.
Yeah.
And so once I saw Print Bite was back up, I was like, boom, getting them. They will last forever. John Strand, I never print with a raft. I never print with a brim. I really hate supports, but unfortunately some models need them.
I use rafts sometimes on prints that tend to warp. So
I have so many DMs. Justin, you might have to DM me because I can't find DMs in my thing for anything. And apparently I can't spell because I can't find you on Twitter. Oh, JJF. That would be why. There we go. Now I found you. Never mind.
almost is not actually buying, babe. I almost bought another TV, but I didn't because I didn't need it.
I bought a new TV because I wanted it. I wanted OLED.
I will have to say though, when my fail core was printing last week, and I printed these ladders with a raft, they popped right off, like super easy.
Yeah.
I was really impressed. And then 2 days later, the fail core stopped printing, so
Yeah.
I was no longer impressed.
Bastard.
Yeah, I don't ever print with rafts, just because they're pain in the butt to take off. But I do print with a skirt just to get rid of any dangling filament from the nozzle,
Yeah.
and to properly prime it.
Catch you later, Carl.
I also do a purge line right before the print, so
I need to add
do
my
it
purge
both.
line back. I need to add my purge line back, but I do skirts.
Yeah, I use the purge line and skirt mostly. But as I mentioned, prints that are prone to warping, I use raft.
you guys probably can't hear the artillery just because it is pretty quiet. But when I'm printing the TP right now, so it's going around all nice and slow. But then when it needs to do a travel, I set the travel speed back up to like 200 millimeters per second.
Holy cow.
Like once in a while, it'll just beep.
Yeah. Mine's at 130, but yeah, that little beep is.
Hi, Robbie Mac.
Now that I've got the bed all leveled and it's adhering properly, I am really enjoying this printer.
It's a good printer.
I am still getting a little bit of jam issues, but that seems to be mostly filament based. I ran some color fab white, and that seems to be really jam prone.
Sean, that would be cool. If you want me to send you, wait, Sean, don't you have one of these?
That was too small for any of my printers, by the way.
Well, obviously, but you know what? I had 5 million of them that never sold, so I was like, hey, I'm going to include it this month.
Yeah, it was handy for my i3 Mega because the glass bed doesn't adhere for crap. So I just reduced the bed size a little bit and stuck that on there.
But no, I was just saying that he could, when he's taking pictures of R2-D2, he could just prop this up somewhere. He doesn't have to cut out a vinyl. I have mine up there, stuck to the wall.
Yeah.
So if I ever peel it off, I'm going to have to repaint the wall again.
More than likely. Hi, Minnesota Maker.
Design prototype, rework the hot end. I'm going to have a look at that too. Not that I'll remember.
I'm going to copy that into a Google Keep note.
All right, baby girl. Alien build tech as a mouse pad. See, it comes in handy, even if not as a build surface.
Oh, that's a really good idea. Maybe I'll do that with the Halloween build tech that I still have somewhere.
Yeah, Llama, that guy.
I hope everybody's okay with t-shirts as an accessory this month and not an actual accessory.
I'm okay with it because I love t-shirts.
Yeah, me too.
I'm calling it the Alien 3D costume.
Yeah.
I actually, Matt Weber put a mosquito and a Bondtech on his artillery that he bought from me.
I've never used a mosquito magnum, and most likely I never will because I am, poor and also a tightwad.
Welcome back, Chris Freeze. Dress up as a 3D printer. Oh my goodness.
Holy crap, Jordan.
Wait, Lightspeed. Did I do your present? What are you? I'm so confuzzled. Hang on, I gotta look at the back end of my website now. User data. Nope, that was wrong. UFO overview. I've got 3 people listed for birthdays this month. Lightspeed, my Magnum is still jamming with my Pet G.
Josh, put my screen up real quick. Jordan just sent me this, and I'm quite impressed.
What is that?
A very thin cylinder being printed really high on an Ender 3. I don't think that I could put a cylinder that high on an Ender 3 without it falling over.
Well,
So
that looks like a Wham.
it is.
Yeah. Is it max height?
That's pretty close to max height. That's probably, what, 220 millimeters?
Yeah.
It's probably still in the process. Was in the process of printing too. Jordan, what was the max? The ending height of that? Technically, Lightspeed, I do not have your credit card. It gets encoded, and all I get is a reference number from either Amazon or Stripe. And they have your credit card.
It's funny how a lot of people assume that when you put a credit card in on the website, that the website ever even sees the credit card.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, technically it does because it's got to send it, but
Actually, it never does because it gets encoded on your computer as long as they're using the right card processing software. It gets encoded on your computer, and then it is sent with a confirmation number that they receive a counterpart to from the bank, and then they compare the reference numbers.
that's probably true. They're mapping the Zika virus at Purdue. Yeah, Wham Bam's probably great as long as you wait for it to cool to release the part too when you're printing Pet G. Oh, it's still printing, Jordan? Well, how tall is it going to be? Yeah, those night lights were pretty cool. Which reminds me, who was I supposed to send those lights to? Was it you, Sean? I completely forgot to do that, didn't I? Somebody asked me to send them night lights from that project. And now I can't remember who it was.
That's funny because those are like the most generic nightlights ever. Those were like the ones that were stuck into my grandma's wall when I was 8 or 9 years old, except LED.
Listen here, mister.
Hey, it was a really nice bit of like nostalgia. I plugged it into my wall just to have it turn on at night.
At least they were LED and not light bulb.
Yeah, that's what I said. Except these were LED.
Yes, Justin. Yeah, that's what I thought, Sean. I just couldn't remember. No,
So
I
Lama,
remember.
you don't have a good experience with mosquitoes either.
Yeah, I really wish that shipping to Canada was cheap. I don't understand why I can ship to Alaska for $6, but I can't ship to Canada for less than $26. It
Same
makes
price.
no sense to me.
Probably because of customs.
Yeah, but it's dumb. It's dumb. I can ship
Yep.
to the UK for that same $26. It's dumb.
It is. I totally agree.
Yeah. You can ship here for that.
And what's really funny is that if you ship to Alaska, most likely they're going to go through Canada anyway.
Exactly.
Unless they're like way out in the boonies, in which case it's going to take a puddle jumper after going through Canada.
You printed the lightsaber blades but never finished the handles? Slacker.
Yeah, I have not completed a single project from the UFO boxes yet.
You
but
know,
I have used the electronics from them in like a million other things.
well, you should post those because, like, sometimes I have a lot of self-doubt with the UFOs because I get all these people that say the best thing about your UFO box is the fact that you do projects and accessories, especially the projects. But only maybe like 1% of the subscribers ever post project pictures.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of the times that I've found a use for something that was in a UFO box, I was like, damn it, I need this thing. And then I'm like, oh, wait, I got that from Josh like 2 or 3 months ago. I'll use it in this. It was for a customer. And so a lot of times I'll have an NDA on those. So I can't post pictures.
Yeah, I sent Filament Frenzy a roll of filament too. I can't remember how much it cost. It was like $20, I think. It was a alien ooze.
I remember him posting a picture of an order that he got from Ziltech when I posted the announcement tweet that I was working for them. And it was like 8 rolls of filament because he buys it in bulk. It's the only way he can afford the shipping from Houston.
Yeah, I figured some people already would have the Wi-Fi Octoprint monitor, but I still thought it was a cool project. And usually people have multiple printers, so.
Yeah.
I was definitely going to build that one right up until the point where I realized that it has to go
This
through
is
Wi-Fi,
Wi-Fi.
and I don't have a Wi-Fi network. Yeah, Justin, I started 2 weeks ago, and I love it there so far.
Wait, Jordan, you're going to Murph? I will bring you a special alien care package for you if you come to Murph.
I hate to admit, but I still have the alien boxes that I got for the giveaway for Jordan and Terry. Yeah, those are still in my possession.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Well, as soon as I got those in, I had a major financial breakdown that prevented me from being able to send them, and it just perpetuated.
You should have said something to me. I would have helped you out.
Well,
Jordan,
I don't like asking for help. That's a flaw of mine that runs in the family, as my mother can attest to. She says, from right behind me. Yeah, we have issues asking for help.
it's up, RC.
Yeah.
And I still owe Terry a rep box. I have not forgotten. I've got a post-it note that is sitting on, in an area that I look at repeatedly. It's like reminding me, don't forget, still owe this. So it'll get out there.
Devin, yes, Ziltech is technically they will give tours. Tanny, I don't think you guys are just open for anybody to walk in, but you guys will give tours, correct?
Yeah, as long as we're not super busy. Like if it's a day when a container comes in, then we might say, hey, sorry, we're really busy today, and we're kind of all hands on deck right now. But any other days, especially Friday, like if you come in on a Friday between like noon and 2 o'clock, then we are absolutely there we'll spend some time with you. We'll chat with you for a while. Let you see around, and
So
a lot of people discover things that they wanted for their 3D printers as they're like looking through our warehouse. They're like, oh, I didn't even know you guys carried this. And I'm like, yeah, I know. That's because I'm still working on it.
So Devin, pretty much camp out outside until you see a container show up, and then try to get the tour, and then tell them Tanny sent you.
Please don't. And yeah, Justin, that is exactly what I was talking about. As soon as I had those things lined up, I was about to send them out, and then I hit a snowbank really hard, and it ripped my front bumper off and the side skirting on my car, and that just kind of ate through my finances and savings really quickly.
Dang, Sean, you got 3 rolls on a Murph drawing, and you still haven't gotten them? I've heard there's been a few people who have won things from various companies that they still haven't gotten. Catch you later, John Strand. Thanks for being here. You're making fidget spinners? I have never ever owned or made a fidget spinner. Like even Dan, the 3D printing dad, who designed a UFO fidget spinner for the UFOs last year. I did not make it.
No.
Devin, I definitely look forward to meeting you. I know that we had plans to hang out when I was on my way down to Houston, but then I had to cut that off because of things. Definitely want to hang out with you because you seem like a super awesome person, and I love robotics. On my list of projects is to print a robotic arm and use stepper motors for the motion and everything. Basically, the alien project from a couple of months ago, but with electronics rather than the plungers.
Yeah, that's what it was. Robbie Mack was saying that he won something from Project Red and never got it.
So did Project Red just completely disappear? Did their parent company kill the whole division, or
I have no idea. Nobody talks to me.
I
They-
think that
they-
we still produce and make the problem.
They ignore my
Product,
messages.
yeah.
I gave up. Just write off the mosquito as a loss when I file my taxes next year.
Yeah.
Justin? Yes, absolutely. I'm pushing for that. Devin? Yes, absolutely. I will be there. And I will probably bring my mother as well because she likes to watch robot competitions. She doesn't know that she does, but she does. I just know she does.
Kit, what did you win from the catchy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I won something on the first time that I watched Community Catch Up. I won a something from the A Pyro Design Shop. So I just picked something that someone I knew would like, and just gave it to them without asking them if they were interested. I was just like, here's a lightsaber key hanger. And they were like, oh, that's really cool. I'll probably never use it, but thanks.
Oh, the Chaos Cortex jewelry. Oh yeah, absolutely, Kid. I mean, over at Catchy, Pooch, Pyro, and Heather, they're all awesome.
Oh, whoa. I got followed by someone, and I just looked at their profile, and they've got One Punch Man as their latest print. And I just watched that recently, and it was amazing.
Is it a cartoon?
Yes. So you wouldn't like it.
No.
But it was hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, there's been times I've been a little slow on some things, like the 1 month that Sean Shenanigans, the March UFO, when I sent out the mothership stuff, it was also supposed to have a roll of that Army Green go out with it, and I forgot it was under my desk, and I sent everything else but that roll of Army Green, and it was actually 3D Medic Vince that won it left that month. And then I forgot to send it to him for like 2 months, and he kept messaging me, hey, did you send that roll out? I'm like, gosh darn it. I did finally get it to him, though.
Yeah.
Like, back when I was still early in selling other stuff besides UFOs, I had gotten these wooden train whistles that I was going to use for my steampunk robotic dragon that I got into 3D printing to make and have still not made. So I had these, those old wooden train whistles you blow into and they go woo. And I ordered like 14 of them. So I put those in orders. And nobody ever contacted me and commented about them. Like, what the heck am I supposed to do with a train whistle? But I thought it was funny. And it was...
Yeah. I'm getting tired today.
Yeah, I probably won't stay on too late. I may get off right at 9 with normally scheduled getting off.
Yeah.
Because I'm a bit tuckered out.
Too little sleep. Yeah, I know, Chris.
Well, if y'all would stop keeping me up until 2 a.m. in the morning, gosh darn it. Justin, Ziltech is getting new colors in.
Yeah, we are getting new colors in this week, and they are really cool colors. I'm not 100% sure if I'm allowed to say what they are, but I'm super excited about them.
Well, Leslie at least mentioned the pumpkin spice.
Yeah, pumpkin spice is one of them. We've got a new glitter.
Yeah, they do have a bright hot rod red, but they're sold out until next week. It's coming next week as well. I actually have an order that's been waiting for it for like a month and a half.
Yeah, and I'm just crossing my fingers and hoping that we have enough coming in that all the orders will go out, and then it'll have some left over that I can buy, because I've been wanting to print with that for a while.
But yeah, it is going up $1. Hello 3D is going up as well. I've heard from 3 separate companies today that there's a shortage of PLA from NatureWorks worldwide, and so everybody's upping their prices. And for those of you who don't know, I listed 28 new filaments on my website today. They will not be here until the end of October. However, they are orderable right now if you would like to pre-order them. But I have to wait for the slow boat for them to get here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited about the what was that, the super bright blue Event Horizon.
Yeah, that looked cool.
That one and Nebula Purple are the 2 that I want to try.
No, Llama. None of them on my site are custom colors. Those are just filaments offered by Hello 3D that I renamed, and I'm fully transparent in the fact that Hello 3D is my supplier for those. I'm going to be working with Ziltech for some colors, and then I'm coming out with the Pet G version of Alien Ooze After Earth that people have been asking for.
Sean, we're hoping not. I'm by no means an expert on import stuff, but I am learning a lot, so I might be able to give you a more accurate answer later. But as far as I know, I haven't been told anything. So right now, the only thing that is affecting us is the shortage of the PLA raw pellets.
Yeah, Justin, it's not exactly about 3D printing. The explanation I got today was the fact that as the world finally begins to understand the critical problems of resource sustainability and plastic waste issues, the demand for all bio-based plastics has accelerated at a rate that the industry can't match. It is unlikely that there will be sufficient new PLA capacity to meet demand in the near term.
Yeah, basically, it takes longer to make than it does to sell.
Yeah.
Justin, I haven't yet. My printers have always been kind of cheap, and I haven't had any good way of printing filled filaments, so I haven't printed the wood filament yet, but I do now have a 0.6 nozzle on my i3 Mega, and as soon as I get a new heat break for it, I will be printing wood on that.
Jordan, I hope I didn't misspell it as puslading purple, and I hope that's your typo and not mine.
Let's hope so.
That would be really embarrassing. Nope, you spelled it correctly on your website, so
Okay, good.
that was
Yeah, I'm anticipating selling out of the War Red at Earth. As many people who claim they've wanted it. So I will be doing another order of that to sell on the site if I don't have any left over. Justin, didn't you get the wood filament, Ziltech wood filament in the UFO box last year? That's the... wait, let me double check. Yep, it's the only wood filament I've ever used. To check my database in my head. That's a good possibility too, Chris. Oh, gotcha. Welcome back, baby girl. I actually think I still have a couple rolls of the Ziltech wood somewhere around here. I think it's on my other rack. Yeah, if you're going to Earth, take your coolest print ever. I don't know what my coolest print ever is. Maybe the War Red Dragon. That is beheaded and missing a wing.
Yeah, need to loop it.
Any chance there's going to be a PETG in that War Red? Because that would be amazing.
I could make it happen. My next filament order.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of expensive to ship it.
I want to use that War Red to do gauntlets. I think that would look really cool.
Yeah.
Jordan, yes, you do have to. Gosh darn it. Do something with it, mister. Sean, are you back on for Earth? Catch you later, Michael Cassell. Thank you for being here.
Later, Michael.
Yeah, I've been busy wanting to print stuff. This week's really bad for me to print stuff though, because I gotta get the samples finished and get the UFOs packed.
Get there. What do you have left before we finish?
2 more colors of samples.
Yeah.
But mainly I'm waiting on the t-shirts, which I believe should get here this week. I'm hoping all the t-shirts will fit in the UFOs with everything. I am not criticizing anybody one bit. But some of the larger size t-shirts I'm not sure will fit in the UFOs folded up as well as everything else that's in the box. So I may have to send stuff separately.
Yeah.
Yes, Devin, I agree. And we should call it TAM, just because that's funny, and be the Texas Assembly of Makers.
Tape them to the outside of the box. Well, I mean, I don't consider myself a small person. I wear 2XL t-shirts. They are kind of baggy on me now because I've lost weight over the last year. But I'm not criticizing anybody's weight one bit, because to me, I don't care how big, small, tall, short, bald, big-headed, can't fit your head in my alien 3D hat. I don't care who you are. You're a person. I respect you. And I wish more people in the world would be more accepting towards everybody.
I agree.
Yeah, we do have warehouse space. So, Devin, I think that if we can clean up our second warehouse space a little bit, then we might be able to work something out. I'll talk to Leslie and Yi about it.
Absolutely, it was, Sean. I gotta give people crap sometimes.
I also have a big head, so Llama thought that was fun. Went great designing the Viking helmets.
Dehydrated shirts just had water. That would have been funny.
Yeah.
Those shirts suck though. Stupid quality.
I don't know. I have one that was pretty okay quality. It was, I think it was just mostly cotton, and then it was just, vacuum packed to oblivion. But it was a double XL T-shirt, and it was in a box that was like 3 inches cube.
Yeah, I've seen them. It reminds me of those little pill spongy things too. You dissolve the pill in water and then it pops open in like dinosaur shapes and stuff, animal shapes.
Those are fun.
Yeah, Llama. The helmet is cool. I wore it earlier.
Yeah, my doctor told me I needed to walk 2 miles a day. I was like,
Just park your car really far away from your house.
You have to.
No. I probably could deal with some cardio so my heart doesn't fail one day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not walking 2 miles in Florida heat.
Yeah, I'm the same way on Houston heat. I'm used to Fargo, where like in the winter a hot day is 90 degrees. Not okay with it being 90 degrees on a cool day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'll start walking to the little store to get my Starbucks coffees.
Yeah.
Sean, that's funny.
Speaking of all you people in Texas who may be near the coast, did y'all get flooded out by that storm?
There was some flooding in spring where Ziltec is. It was a Thursday before last, so it was my first week at Ziltec, and that Thursday there was so much flooding that I had to stay home and work remotely because there was a chance that I could drown in a flash flood if I drove to work. That was fun.
Yeah.
And
Working remotely
Devin,
is
it's
always
not the
best.
heat, it's the humidity. In Central, it's a lot less humid. Still terrible, but not as bad.
RC, question for you. Have you been able to make any progress on the spool sampler? Like, obviously this month I don't have time to build it, or next month because I'll be out of town half the month. So I'm just curious. Thought came through my head today because I was looking at Alibaba or whatever, Alibaba or wherever, and I was finding more things.
Ollie boo boo.
Prince Ali, glorious Alibaba.
I need to
Five
watch
more.
that movie again now.
I need to watch the live action version.
No, you don't.
I do.
Nope.
What?
Nope. It's bad. It's just nope.
I also need to see the live action Lion King.
Also a hard pass. I saw how they designed the, especially Pumbaa, and I saw that and I was just nope. That is nightmare fuel. I am not gonna watch it.
Oh, well, so you don't recommend it because you're a pansy and you can't handle the nightmares.
Yes, Josh, I am a pansy.
No, I liked the trailers. I thought they looked amazing.
Yeah, it looks really nice until you get to Pumbaa. Pumbaa looks too much like a real warthog, and real warthogs are
Well,
terrifying
that's
creatures.
the point.
Warthog phobia?
I'm gonna send you a picture of my pig.
Yeah, you get paid.
He looks like Pumbaa, but he's black. He got these tusks that are like this long coming out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Rosa says, stop being mean to Tanny. Thank you, Rosa. You're my only friend.
Yeah.
All right, I could do that, RC. And you could figure out the electronics too. You have them in your possession. I have 3 horses, a goat, a pig. I used to have 10 chickens, but something killed them. 2 dogs, and probably 8 cats.
You're not sure?
Well, they're outside cats, so they like
Oh, yeah.
come and go and
Yeah.
multiply and get eaten by things.
That happens. Run
It
over.
happens. It happens a lot.
Yeah.
No, the pig didn't kill the chickens. Either a fox or a raccoon did.
Sean, we don't ship on weekends. I told you, we're not USPS. Plus,
I
we
can't-
like our employees.
Wait, since when does USPS ship on Sundays? Mine's closed.
No, well, they don't accept shipments on Sundays, but they will deliver mail on Sundays. It's their catch-up day, so that it's not as obvious that they're hemorrhaging.
Right.
Camping by the road episodes. What's that?
Any more camping by the road episodes coming? I was actually camping by the road last week, but I didn't stream anything or come up with any weird videos. I should have, because I was out there bored out of my mind. And Rosa was laughing at me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Amazon is the only reason that the USPS even still exists.
Yeah.
They're literally being kept afloat by Amazon.
Well, all my Amazon deliveries get sent to through UPS.
Well, it's in a lot of areas, it's like UPS to the neighborhood, and then USPS actually drops it off at your door.
Yeah, UPS always delivers mine, and it makes me mad because they don't come to my house until 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Bloop, bloop, bloop. Oh, Devin, I ended up watching episodes of season 3 of Winona Earp.
It's decent.
If it makes you feel better, Sean, I will go and I will touch everything in your box just so that you can have a bit of my skin cells as a bonus.
Make sure
Will that make you happy?
Yes, and candy.
I brought that up, and they said no because every time that they've tried that, it has melted. Like even the non-melty type of candies.
Right.
So I don't know. I did get the candy sent out to you, Josh. That should be arriving tomorrow
Wait, why did you send me candy?
for the October box.
Oh, we're gonna have extra candy in the October box now.
Yep,
Sweet.
it is my favorite candy bar of all time. It's called an Abba Zaba.
Isn't that the ones with the bees on it?
No,
No. What the heck?
it's just black and yellow. Abba Zaba, you're my only friend.
Interesting. Oh yeah, the taffy candy bars with peanut. Those are definitely gonna melt.
Yeah, but they're in small packages and they seal really well, so they usually arrive okay.
Okay.
I've sent them many times.
Well, that's gonna be the. I'm already putting 4 pieces of candy into the UFOs, so now that'll be the 5th.
Nice.
Yeah, Devin, I did. Did it not arrive?
Later, Chris. Have a good one.
Have a good one, Chris Culata.
Kulata.
Yeah, all Rosa's Amazon deliveries by the Amazon drivers, they always harass her.
Well, poo. I will have to get some more Abba Zabas on my side and send you some.
Why are you dotting me? I'm not the one that harasses you. It's Amazon that harasses you.
You're laughing at her pain.
Have a good one, Sean. Good night. It's after 9 and I'm stupid tired. I don't know if you guys can see it in my face, but my eyes are like heavy.
Yeah, I'm really tired today too.
I think I'm gonna end at 9, the regular scheduled program time, and talk to Rosa until she gets home. Or I'll pass out.
Yeah.
My mom says hi, everyone.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Tanny's mom.
Everyone says hi, Mom.
You don't want to talk to me? Well, that's fine. Go eat your barbecue bacon pizza or whatever it is. Hang on, what did you ask me about? You want a bacon extra cheese pizza? And I'm gonna keep mentioning it.
Ooh, I've got chicken mushroom with Alfredo sauce as my pizza of choice, and I still have some.
Nice.
And that is going to be my dinner tonight.
If it's
Yeah.
got Alfredo sauce instead of pizza sauce, is it actually still considered a pizza?
I consider it like a pasta dish that you can eat with your hands. That's why I love it.
Okay, I'll accept that. That's acceptable.
Yeah. I need to eat something too. Haven't. Yeah. After the last stream, that's the last time I ate. So should probably eat something.
Babe, did I eat today? I'm trying to think if I did. I think I had a chicken sandwich at around noon
Yeah.
ish. Have a good one, Mad Monkey. I still think you need to change your name to the Mad Moose since you're from Canada. You kicked off a 38-hour print. Good
Mad Moose?
luck.
That's about half of my record so far for successful prints, anyway. The longest successful print that I had was a snake hide, and it printed for 82.5 hours.
Yeah, I think my record is 80 or 90 hours.
I should do a Texas side spool for a Mothership prize. Maybe that's what I'll do for the Ziltech Christmas box.
That would be really cool. Those things do require special spool holders, though. You want like a metal rod and pillow bearings.
Yeah.
You just need a metal rod and a cat litter box. Been there, done that with a 10 kg roll.
Well, the problem that some people run into with that is that their extruder doesn't have enough power to pull the roll and make it spin.
Yeah,
that's
true.
why our spool holder goes under it, and it sits on there with the soft pillow bearings. So
all right, you talked me into it. Texas side spool with a spool holder. Mothership prize December. Mark it down on your calendar.
And coming up, hopefully in January, maybe, I should be in a position where I'll be able to start doing the monthly giveaways as well.
Jordan, you jerk.
So I won that.
Oh yeah, that Speak No Evil skull is really cool. I am going to be printing that in white PET G as soon as I can get some.
Yeah.
Oh, my cookies. Yeah. Tanny, do you want to do an outro?
Sure. I am 3D Tanny on all of the things. Twitter is the only real thing that I am active on. Pass it over to Thomas.
Yeah. I'm 3D Print Viking on all the social media. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. You can find me there. And 3D printing, Viking.com. So yeah. Josh.
And I am Alien 3D from Josh. And yes, I did say that backwards on purpose just to be stupid because that's who I am.
Yeah.
You can find me everywhere. Alien 3 or Alien Slacker on Twitter, Alien Slacker on Instagram, Alien 3D US on Facebook, Alien 3D on YouTube, and check me out alien3d.us. I have 28 new filaments listed up there if you go under shop Alien 3D filaments.
They look good.
Or it might be Alien 3D filaments shop. I don't know, something like that. Yeah, thank you guys so much for killing your time with me. Thank you, Chris Lane, for coming on earlier and showing off the progress of your next core. Thank you to all my mods, my subscribers, my customers, my adoring fans who literally are crazy for spending every night with me for hours on end. But you're all amazing. My beautiful girlfriend, Rosa, I love you bunches. Everybody else, peace out.
Bye.